Good morning. Today we will analyze a very important topic discussed in the column Kerala economy. The column Kerala economy, which is in English, is attached below this video. The video is giving a brief outline of the contents discussed in the column is also attached along with this video. It is both in English and Malayalam. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic related to the lack of development that has been created in Kerala despite the social progress, the social comfort that the state provides to its citizens and to the foreigners for the kind of fame that Kerala has as a tourist destination. Despite both this comfort provided, the comfort and security being provided there, why Kerala remain the least industry-friendly society, one of the least industry-friendly society in this world? That is what we have to analyze, and we analyze this in the context of the brain drain, the migration, all these issues that is constantly hitting the limelight, constantly hitting the headlines. Rather, it's not, can't say it the limelight. The term migration, the term exodus, all this have. The exodus is actually a negative term, and the term migration too. It triggers a different kind of meaning, different kind of emotions, different kind of memories in a society which is not a democracy, which is not progressive. But in Kerala, these two terms, the term migration is actually a search for better comfort. The Gulf migration, the post-Gulf migration scenario, the economic empowerment post that, all these are a part of economic study in Kerala. But right now, at least last 2 decades, and these last 2 decades are very significant because that is the post-DPEP Kerala, where the primary education in Kerala has lost its sheen, has lost its fame. And these 2 decades, especially post-globalization, post the private airlines era, we see people leaving the state for better comforts, for better life, better education, better job. And this migration has the geography or the destination of this migration too has changed from Gulf regions or a few America or some states. It has got expanded. But that migration is creating a different kind of, as repeated earlier, a very fluid scenario where the academicians and the well-wishers think that an atmosphere of uncertainty or lack of productivity is being created in Kerala, or is being created in Kerala, where we feel that for a better living, for better productivity, or for a better utilization of our skills, or for a more fruitful practice of our passion, we need to leave the state. Is it a created group? Is it a constructed notion? Or is it something that is real? You have to accept that 70% of it is real. So on that context, we have to analyze the real essence or the real impact of migration, especially this Gulf migration. Has it created the kind of impact that we usually relate to when we talk about this migration? You have to say that it has not, because the spending pattern has changed, more money, more prosperity, more spending. And this more spending and more prosperity of a globally conscious Malayali creates a better economic scenario in the state, where people ask for better comforts, better quality. And that has created a good economic prosperity, no doubt about that. And the migrants too are actually a people who leave the state for lack of financial stability. Not 100%, not full, not 10% of them. Many leave for some other reasons. Maybe they could do the same job they are not willing to do in the state, or maybe they have some financial commitments. But the money they save there by sacrificing their comforts and send home has created a good economic scenario in the state. But beyond that, how can you consider them as patriots and social reformers? You can't say that. They may be. I think 95% of them are willing to spend in the state for the good of the state. But they are unable to. And that is one important issue. Why? The hostile socio-political scenario in the state makes it the least economic friendly state in the world, you have to say that. So the very first thing is that not all the money sent from abroad is actually related, or is actually triggering a social revolution. It is actually triggering a real estate boom, which is discussed in some other column. And what is that creating? What is the result? Kerala is still remaining a consumer state, and there are people who have gained economic prosperity and who are willing to send money to the state. But their remittance is confined to their homes, and these homes create only a purchasing power, citizen with more purchasing power. It's not citizen with more investment power. So who creates the issue? It is again the socio-political scenario in the state. You are not creating investors. This economic prosperity, this economic independence is demanding better social measures, better schools coming up, better education coming up. All this are happening, but this has not converted into an investment spending, and that is where the first and foremost issue. And despite this investment spending, these NRIs, these remittance of NRIs are considered as a social investment or social wealth in Kerala. And I think that is a very stupid or very unscientific notion, which the economics or the economy of Kerala has to abhor, because this is not the time. It has to abhor, because this is not the way to deal with it. You have to think about protective investments that is for the future, investment that creates the self-reliance. The videos related to Kerala economy, where we discuss very different possibilities, is attached along with this video. So we are talking about spending that are investment in nature. Investments are things that last. But what is actually happening? This purchasing power is not getting converted into investment power. So the way we look at the NRIs, the way we look at NRI money, the NRI remittance has to change. It's about people, it's about entities, it's about investments, it's about efforts where we use what we learn from outside for the betterment of our society, the society that we belong. It's about the freedom fighters. It's about the scientists from Jagadish Chandra Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru to some of the scientists in ISR who could have been, who could avail better amenities, better comforts outside or by leaving India, but they preferred to stay here. It could be for the cause of independence. It could be the cause of social progress. It could be it could be for the process of scientific empowerment. Whatever it is, they choose to be here and they create an investment. It can be like the present ISRO chief who completed his education in his home state but preferred not to leave his nation. So that is the kind of investment we need. Is there a kind of fear factor in migration? You can't say yes, because it's a challenge. It's a challenge where we have to realize why it is happening. Why can't we create an atmosphere where people don't want to leave the state, especially in a state like Kerala, which is socially, economically progressive. And it also has another side, especially the kind of the religious friction happening here, the fluid social scenario. We can and the lack of scientific temper in some of the important institutions in India. We could consider it as a boon, because if people leave the state or India and go to Europe or West and they realize that how progressive it is, and they come back and tell their citizen that this is not what is happening there. We have to leave this kind of crap. There's no time for this kind of small talks. We have to move on. Look at what is happening there. They don't spend time on these silly things. We have to be protected. And when such conversations happen, it creates a kind of very big impact. So we have to find the loopholes and we have to fill it. Rather than glorifying people who leave the nation, we have to make them committed to the society and make them invest rather than spend in the state. As said before, 95% of them are willing to invest for the state and in the state, but it is because of the hostile socio-economic scenario, they contain it as a domestic spending, a kind of spending where they spend it just in their home. That is not what is required. So we have to look at development and growth from two different perspectives, and we have to analyze the loopholes. Rather than holding on to false notions, false prestige, false glorifications, we have to understand and we have to analyze the facts, because it is facts that matter, it is investments that matter. So let's talk about a future. Let's create a future where spending is the last option and investment is the common option. As told before, the column, the Kerala economy, is attached below this video. You can access it by clicking on it, and the other videos giving introduction to the column Kerala economy in both Malayalam and English is also attached along with this video, and another video discussing different topics related to economics is also attached along with this video. Thank you.